them getting in front, they pull out that door. We're starting, I own the yard. Whoever goes, I own the yard, right? If you'll just take a second to, again, putting my back to the problem, my back to this and my front to him, my gate. I'm protecting this gate, my gate.
So I have a question. When we do play group, that's the opposite of what we do. When we do play group, we always open the door and let the dog go first.
Okay,
And we don't do any affection and no treats during play group.
okay.
So,
I don't think that's the end of the world.
okay.
But in this particular context, you had one dog shoved right
Sure.
in the gate, you open it for him, and he pulled you in. So you're starting the conversation with, he's controlling this yard.
Gotcha.
But I'm starting the conversation with, I control the yard, and I'll bring you in when I say so. One of the biggest mistakes is we get them calm, and then people go, okay! And you just set them right back to square one.
Yeah.
I would just do this. And just, see, he's showing complete deference. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
wonderful, so now I'm just gonna go. And that starts the conversation by saying, I own the yard. Now, the most likely thing is they get across here and they start to do what he's doing. Okay, now I'm out here. It doesn't mean he can't do that. That's okay. But it's an opportunity for me to exert bossness, you know, at this moment. I've worked with him before, so he's probably going, oh yeah, this guy. Who knows? So again, I'm giving him plenty of leash, no pressure, not looking at him, not touching him, not talking to him. Let him get some sniffing in. Okay, Patrick. Patrick. Hey. Hey. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. Good. So you see him go, I don't want. Okay, what?
So he remembers from the other. He remembers you
He
from the
remembers
other
most
day.
likely, and he remembers what we taught, and that he got good results from
So if one
listening.
of us gets to handling him well, we'll have an easier time
That's right.
each time with him.
Because they make individual decisions, so they'll say, I respect you, I don't respect you, I respect you, I don't, whatever, depending on how you behaved, or if you're a clean slate, let me try you, let me test you until we see who wins. This is a more clear example of what I call winning the argument. But a dog like Hershey is like on 10, he's not even hearing anything I'm saying, so I've got to start with some basic ground level connection and build on that. This guy's already got some of that ground level connection and he's listening, so that's good. So now I'm going to take it to the next level, which is going to move to follow me around. Hi. So right now, he just wants to sniff, but I'm just taking the opportunity to say I'm running the walk for a second. No, come. Good. Hey. Hey, come. Good. Good. Yes, good. Yes. Good. I don't want him to be able to stop my feet. Does he pull you on walks out here? Like, okay. So that's why I'm starting to stop. Changing some direction, being the boss of it. I'm not real cranked down on it or tight. I just want him to think I'm kind of running this right. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. Good. 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 It's getting a little easier. A little easier. Good. Good. Yes. Okay. Stop. Hey, stop. Sit. Jump. Okay, jump. Okay, come. Let's go. Come. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. No. 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 Good. Good. Yes. I'm just trying to build a connection here. Come. Stop. Sit. Good. Oh, it's good. Oh, I didn't talk yet. I forgot he's talking, right?
Yeah.
You're talking. I feel like I'm being a little looser with him today because he seems to be responding well to it. I don't want to push him around. Good, yes.
Well, he definitely remembers you because he
Oh, yeah.
didn't have to start from scratch with him.
Before we had more
Yeah.
trouble, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way better strong.
Oh, this way, come. Good, yes. Good, yes. Let's go this way. Good. Good, yes. So this particular dog, I just think benefits from longer leash, more space, not cranking down on him. Patrick, come. Good, yes, but just verbal that time. No, hey, you're good. Okay, this one. Good.
What just happened? I've noticed that a lot. What made Patrick skittish all of a sudden just then?
Good, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I've noticed it on my walks with him.
Good, yes. Yes.
What's that skittishness?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's happened to me a few times with Patrick.
But we also don't know his history, right?
It was my hand movement. I did a hand movement that bothered him.
Well, oftentimes. Good, yes.
Oh, he was going to lay down.
Good. Okay, now we're beginning to build a connection. Good. Yes. Good boy. Okay, take a rest.
Oh,
Um,
good boy.
We don't know what their history is.
Right.
So if you're doing something that reminds him of somebody who backhanded him or something, or if I turn on him too quick and I remind him of something, I can't always erase PTSD. It's just there.
Right.
It's such a beautiful.
This may be a dumb question, but when is it best to use the dog's name and not use the dog name? And when you were trying to get him to follow you, you weren't saying his name. You were saying, "Hey, hey."
Right.
So when is it appropriate to use their name?
I use their name in the beginning. Well, most of the time, only for the positive as much as possible.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Sit. You know, you're getting a treat. Patrick, come. Patrick, sit. Patrick, yes. It ends with a reward. But if I'm correcting or commanding, you know, dogs don't say Patrick, arr, Patrick, arr. They just go, arr, and then the dog knows what
Okay.
it means.
Yeah.
I'm cutting right to the heart of how they correct or command each other. Arr. It's an authoritative bark, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty sweet. I just think.
I think just in the 20 minutes I've been here with you, I've learned all the things I did wrong with my dog, Harley.
no, it's okay.
Why she turned into an alpha dog.
Well, believe me, I don't train my dogs well. When no one's around, I baby talk my dogs. I love on them.
Yeah, the only thing I trained her well was riding the motorcycle. She rode back up a motorcycle for 15 years,
Oh, that's pretty.
and beautifully,
That's
I might
pretty
add. So, there you go.
So I think what I learned is to be firm on the front end, cool and firm.
Yes.
And keep that, but you can relax it as they get respect for you. You don't have to keep proving it every single
You
time.
don't have to prove it. So, mom first, friend second, dad first, friend second. You know, when you're parenting, we have rules, structure, discipline. Then we have all the love and ice cream in Disney World, right? We tend to start with love, ice cream, and Disney World because we feel so bad for them. You've had such a hard past. Let me just love on you all the time. But I promise you, they're looking for firm leadership because to them that means I'm protected. It means they'll take care of me. They'll kill anything that tries to touch me. Their instinct is to turn over their authority to something more dominant.
Even with a dog that is this strong and outgoing, that's what surprised me is he would prefer to have a leader and not be the leader.
Well, he doesn't look at himself as a tough, strong dog. They're born as early as 5 weeks. You can see which ones are more dominant, alpha-like, more submissive, more, you know, they're a real lesson in what do we believe about ourselves. Do I believe I'm this kind of dog? Do I believe I'm this kind of dog? Do I believe they're not basing it on, like he can pull me on the leash, so therefore he's a dog that is eager to please, looking to connect with someone, have a leader, be told what to do. He's just demonstrating that all over the place. But often when they're abused and neglected, they just have to figure stuff out for themselves, so they do it in weird ways.
What do you do with an alpha dog when you encounter an alpha?
Well, they're all different, but
Oh, okay.
we just win the argument. And
Okay.
I don't mean like
I understand what you mean.
there's a time and a place, and sometimes it's instinctual, like with Hershey. I'm not going to stand out here and really win that argument because then I don't want to knock him into submission. But I have to kind of read, is this because he's pent up, because he has a ton of energy? If I let him get the energy out, would he be more receptive? I get the sense that if I had a half hour out here and he was tired, he'd listen to me better, and I'd have more luck with that. This guy, I win a couple arguments, he goes, good, no problem. So I just sense that after having done it a while, that this guy's going to be easier and quicker than Hershey is.
Yeah.
Hershey's going to be a more repeat kind of thing. Every kid learns different, every dog learns different. But this guy's pretty right there. When I put it in ways he understands, he changes.
So a dog that's really pig-headed, hopefully if you just keep consistent and repeating and stay firm and calm, they may eventually...
But again, I would say one pig-headed dog is not like another pig-headed dog. This guy, I would
Well,
say,
for some
was a
things,
little
that's a
pig-headed when he
pig-headed
started,
dog.
but I won the argument and it went real easily. Hershey's going to take a little more finessing and trying to figure out a little more trial and error.
Okay.
And they're not all easy, and I don't have the answers for everything.
Right.
But so with this guy, of course he wants to sniff everything he's new out here. I don't want to just be militant about it. But I also want to start to make connections where he's listening, connecting. You see me stop and start, he sits. We're just making little connections where I'm the one dictating, he's the one listening.
Do you have any tips for stranger danger? A
In
dog
what way?
that lunges at strangers?
Yes. A lot of that is how you introduce them and repeated exposure. Are you talking about a dog that attacks people or just lunges?
She lunges and snaps at him. She's never bitten anybody, but someone coming through the door that she doesn't know, or a man face on that she doesn't know, she lunges and snaps.
Okay, well, I don't know the particular dog, but what I usually do is build a rapport where that dog believes I'm more dominant than she
Okay.
is. Where I'm the leader first, separate and apart from other people. We build a relationship like Patrick and I are building. Then you take that relationship and you put them somewhere where people repeatedly come through a door, repeatedly do the thing that triggers them. And then as she starts to do it, you say no. And you give them a behavior they're supposed to do instead, which would be sit.
Sit, okay.
And then you put them, like the person coming through the door is over here, the dog's over here, and I'm between them. Whether facing or controlling or whatever. And then you just begin to repeatedly expose them and show them what you want to do. In essence, you're saying, I'm tougher than you, I'll take care of that person coming through the door, not your problem.
Okay.
But they're not going to give that job to you if you haven't built the foundation of being the person they believe is strong.
Yeah, I've been a softie with this dog. I will get more firm.
Well, I'm not saying all the time or whatever.
Oh, no, but yeah.
But we don't know their history, too. If people broke in their house or hurt the dog.
Well, her history is
I
here.
don't want to give broad
Yeah.
generalizations because that dog might be different from
I
another dog.
think, I'm not sure, I think she was initially tied up on a front porch and encouraged to attack people that came to the house.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
So here's
that's
the thing to
right.
know about dogs that are tied. When they're tied out, first of all, it's psychologically damaging and frustrating to be tied out for extended periods. They're restrained, so you're inhibiting their fight or flight. Their instinct, if they're in danger, is to. I'm gonna get out the sun for a minute. Here, bud.
Yeah.
Come, good. Patrick, sit. Good choice. Okay, good. So I know you're connecting to me. We're connecting, huh? When they're tied, you inhibit their fight or flight, and when they see danger or feel danger, they want to either get away or defend themselves. And tying them is like holding your arms behind your back. You can't do either one. So they get really frustrated, vulnerable, scared, all these things that go with I'm tied to this post, and anything that comes by could kill me because I can't get away if I need to. So it creates what you're probably seeing: reactivity. Screech at them, get them first before they get me. Anybody that walks by or comes in, I'm just going to yell at them, and then I'll figure it out later. That's probably what we're seeing. And so they just need more freedom to move, more freedom out, looseness, and also connecting to someone that they feel protects them.
Okay.
That's what I would say, but I haven't even met the dog.
Right.
This guy has come leaps and bounds since the first minute he came out. He's beautiful. This is somebody's great dog. This would make a great dog.
So probably another dumb question,
That's
but
okay.
I'm so new at this.
That's okay.
And what I'm doing here. What does it do to the dogs here at the shelter that they encounter so many people walking them and doing different things with them? What's the danger in that, or is there a danger in it?
Every dog's different, and every dog takes in information differently, and I don't know. We have shy people, aggressive people, everything. Same thing with dogs.
I was just wondering if there's anything good about it.
Well,
There's a few dogs we want just consistent people to deal with them.
I mean,
you
I've
know.
seen a lot of improvement since I've been here in certain dogs, and I've not seen any improvement in a few.
Right.
So it's just kind of interesting, and I'm curious about maybe
I
understanding.
think they're all different, just like people.
and maybe that's why.
Some people are good at math. Some people are good at spelling. Some people are. I don't know. Every dog's different.
Okay.
But also, they get out, they get walks. That's all good. It's all exposure. It's all learning to walk on a leash. But they get it at limited periods, and then they go back to what I call the penitentiary.
Right.
So
Worst part of it.
15 minutes of this, 20 minutes of this. Often it's hard to overcome 23 and a half hours of this, right?
Yeah.
Which is heartbreaking and devastating.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I hand these dogs back to you, I know they're going back in there. And so they have 23 hours a day to try to, with their limited reasoning, figure out how does life work. And plus the screaming and the barking and the slamming and the cages all around them. Then they do go to a loving home, but that's equally as overwhelming as if they came from a loving home to here, because this is all they know. Then they go to a home, and somebody turns on a sink and it freaks them out, or flushes a toilet and freaks them out because they don't know what all that is.
And then their schedule gets flipped because they're used to getting out between 8 and 4, and then they
That's
go
right.
home and somebody works
Yeah.
between 8 and 4.
That's
and they
right.
work, you know.
That's right. And then somebody brings them home and they go, why isn't this dog perfect?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they just went to a loving home. Why don't they know they're in a loving home? You know, why did he chew my couch?
My favorite kind of people who
Yeah.
adopt.
Right. And I realize you guys are on the front lines of a living hell situation, and I don't know what to tell you because it seems to only get worse. I don't know what the problem is, but it all goes back to spay and neuter and don't breed
Oh,
any
yeah.
more dogs. Don't
We've stayed ahead of the game till right now. We're really feeling it. So we've got 4 owner surrenders scheduled every week to keep us no kill. We're managing intake, and so 4 owner surrenders all the way to September now.
Right.
A week. So
I
at
will-
least with those, we get some data on the dogs. But
I will say here, the dogs do get, in the limited time that they're with us, a lot of love, and they're never mistreated. So
Yeah.
they do get that,
That's
which is,
great.
well,
That's
that's for an animal control. That's quite a big.
It's quite an amazing
big-
thing because I adopted a dog from here many years ago, and I remember what it used to be like. And it's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
it's not like it used to be.
yes, she volunteered before the modern times, and it was yeah.
No, it was not.
And the staff is beautiful with that. They treat
Right.
them with a lot of love. So.
But as with everything, I try to convey, love is not enough.
Right, exercise.
So if you adopted a child from a horrible situation and they were abused and neglected and whatever, and you brought that child into your home, you would love them, but you would also say, do your homework, eat your vegetables, take your dishes to the sink, go to bed at 8, because that provides balance, structure, leadership, safety. I'm protected. And that's the balance I try to provide these guys, but pulling them out of a cell 30 minutes a day doesn't quite do it for most of them. This guy's going to be somebody's incredible, perfect dog. Look how he is. He's incredible. But it also helps them to settle, to have some structure, some discipline. We don't like this, we like this, do this, don't do this. Oftentimes we don't tell them what we do want. We just scream at them when they do what we don't want. Stop it! Well, then what do you want me to do? Right?
When
Sit.
people adopt from here, are you willing to come to Cheatham County to train?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so we should recommend you.
Oh, yes.
And, okay.
Oh yes, I mean if I didn't have bills to pay, I'd probably
Oh, yeah.
Right,
I'd
but
go